Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are gonna learn a GET request using a Volley. This is our request URL and it's a GET request, and this is the result we are gonna get from this request. So these are the name of Pokemon characters, 1050 characters, and this link gonna contains the abilities, the height, weight, means the data of that character, and this is an object inside it, these three objects, and this is an array. So first we are gonna implement this request and gonna fetch this array, this whole data, and we have to move this data inside our array list. So let's get started and create a new project. I already have created the project. First thing we need is we need to add the Volley dependency in our project. So I already have the Volley dependency copied, so I'm gonna copy from here and I'm gonna paste it here and sync it. After complete sync inside our project, I'm gonna make the function for our request private void get Pokemon heroes, and inside that I'm gonna use the Volley string request. So first of all, I am going to explain the structure of this request. First we need to make an object. I'm gonna name the object request is equal to, then we are gonna call the constructor of this string request. So the string request, basically this string request contains 4 arguments. First one is the request method, which is the get. The second one is the URL. So I'm gonna pass the URL from the function argument, and third one is the response listener, means once we get the response, this function will be gonna call and we will gonna get this result inside this function. So it's a response listener. And the last one is the error response listener. In case we received an error from this request, this function will gonna call. Now this is the simple structure of our request, and what we need is we need to instantiate our Volley request and pass this object that we have created, and we need to pass it here. So I'm gonna add it here. Well, this is our basic structure of our string request. Now I'm gonna make logs inside our listeners so we can monitor the data in case we get a response and in case we get the error. I'm gonna initialize the tag here. String, make a tag and name it as main response. Alright, and now I'm gonna get the URL of this request. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste inside during calling the method. Now basically this is our simple request. Now I'm gonna run the project and let's see what's gonna happen, what results we are gonna receive in this request. So I'm gonna make it debug and let's see. the project is created, and oh, we forget to include our internet permission here. So we also need the internet permission because we are using the internet source using the API. I'm gonna run it again. See, we'll get the request result, and we get the request result in our own response. This is the count object, next previous, and this is our result array. Now we are working on the parsing of this JSON result. So how we gonna parse this all data inside our array? First we need to understand the basic structure of JSON. I already told you these curly brackets are objects, and these plain brackets are arrays. If the plain brackets started here, so that's mean we are receiving an array, but at the start of our JSON response we are getting the curly bracket. That's mean this is an object. An object contain this whole data, and then comes the count. This only contain the one value. That's mean it's an object. It's an object. It's an object, and this results contain the plain brackets. That's mean this is an array. So we are gonna fetch this array inside our Android project. So see how I'm gonna get. First we need to add the model for this array. In model we will add two things, the name and the URL. So I'm gonna add the Java class here. I'm gonna name it as the Pokemon model. So what we're gonna need is we need a name and a URL. So I'm gonna make one string URL and the string name. Now we need to create our constructor. So I'm gonna press Alt plus Enter and press OK at constructor, and select both and press OK. So this is our constructor. Now we need to add the getter, because we need to get this request to show these values inside our recycler view. So I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna add the getter. This is our model class. Now we will come here, and here what we need is first thing we need is an object. Through an object we are gonna get the whole data inside our JSON response. So I'm gonna make first JSON object. And pass response inside it, and this need try catch. So I'm gonna press Alt plus Enter and select this one. Now the all response we're getting from the request is inside this object now. So now we're gonna get this array from this object. So I'm gonna make an JSON array, and I'm gonna name it as array is equal to we need to call the object dot get JSON array. So inside of this we need to pass the name of array, that is result. Now we need loop, because these things are iteratively come inside this array. So we're gonna need a loop. I'm gonna add a loop here. Int I is equal to 0, and I will learn array dot length. So we need to iterate I to the length of array and I plus plus. So inside of this we need another project to get the object inside array. So what we need is we need an other object, Json object. I'm gonna call it object1 is equal to, and here we need to pass the array object dot get Json object, and here we need to pass the index which is I. Okay, through this object we are gonna get these object inside our Json array. So what we need is we need to add the array list where we are gonna store that JSON data, and here we're gonna pass the Pokemon model, and I'm gonna name it as a data and then initialize it. Now here I'm gonna add the JSON response inside our array data dot add, and inside here we need the model which is the Pokemon model, and inside that we are gonna get values through object1 dot get string, and inside of this string we need to pass first is name. Alright, and the other one is URL. So I'm gonna make a log here so we can monitor the data to check our array list. So here I'm gonna get the data dot get I dot get name. So let's run it again and check. Oh wait, I'm gonna comment this line and run it again. See, we are getting the names from our array list inside our project. Now we're gonna show these names inside our recycler view. We're also gonna show the images of these Pokemon characters inside the recycler view. So first we need to add the recycler view inside our main activity. So the first thing we need is material dependency. So I'm gonna add the material dependency here and sync it. Alright, now in our inside the main activity I'm gonna add the recycler view, match parent and match parent, and I'm gonna name it recycler view. And now we're gonna initialize our recycler view in our main activity recycler view, and we're gonna initialize it here. Find view by id or dot id dot recycler view. So now I'm gonna make an adapter for our recycler view. So I'm gonna make a new Java class and I'm gonna name it as Pokemon adapter. We're also gonna need the layout for our adapter, so I'm gonna name it as adapter Pokemon. So first we're gonna design the layout for our adapter. So I'm gonna name it as relative layout. Inside it we need two things. We need the image and we need the name of the Pokemon character. So I'm gonna make image view, and this will be match parent and size will be the 200 dB. Make it a wrap content and the background IC launcher background. I'm gonna provide ID with this image view, so I'm gonna name it as image. Below this we need the text, so I'm gonna name it as, so I'm gonna provide ID name and the text inside it Pokemon name. Make it below to the image and make it center horizontal to margin from top 5 dp, and the text color I'm gonna make it black. The text size 15 sp. So we are gonna make the grid layout to recycler view. So we need an image and the name of the Pokemon. So I'm gonna provide the margin 3 dp and the elevation of 1 dp. Alright, now inside our Pokemon adapter, first we need is the view holder class. So I'm gonna make an class, give it a name of view holder, and extends recycler view dot view holder. So we need to call the constructor of this class. So I'm gonna press Alt plus insert and call the constructor. Now we need to extend recycler view dot adapter class and pass that view holder inside it, and then I'm gonna press Alt plus Alt plus enter to implement the method of recycler view. Now inside our view holder I'm gonna add the image view, image, and the text view name, and initialize them here. This dot image is equal to item view dot find view by id or dot id dot image. Where is image? And copy this one, and the next one is the name. So we need the context and the array list that contains the Pokemon model. I'm gonna name it as data, and then I'm gonna press Alt plus insert to add the constructor and select both. Now inside our own create view holder we need to inflate our layout. So I'm gonna call our view holder new view holder, and inside this I'm gonna add the layout inflator dot from, and here we need to pass the context dot inflate the name of the layout or dot layout dot adapter Pokemon, and in parent root we're gonna pass the null. So here we need to pass the size of our array list, which is data dot size. So we need the glide library for images, so I'm gonna add the dependency for that library. So I'm gonna open the Gradle file again and paste the glide dependency here and then sync it. I'm gonna provide the link of all dependency inside the description. And now again I'm going to call the glide here, glide dot width, and we need to pass the context here, and dot load, and here we need to pass the URL. So I'm gonna get the data dot okay, we just need to pass the position here because the URL is here, and we need to pass the position inside the URL. So I'm gonna add the URL here, and here we need to add this and this, and here we need to add the plus inside there. I'm gonna pass the position +1, and dot into here we need to pass the name of our image, which is image. Too many character is character literal. I'm gonna pass it in double quotes. Alright, and I'm gonna add one more thing is as bitmap. Now below this we need to add the name inside our text view. The name of text view is dot name dot set text, and I'm gonna get the name from data dot get position dot get name. So this is our adapter class that we have created. Now inside our main activity I'm gonna call the class. The name of class is Pokemon adapter. I'm gonna name it as adapter, and below this adapter is equal to new new Pokemon adapter, and inside this we need to pass the context, and the second thing is data. And now below this function I'm gonna add a notified dataset change function. If any change occur inside this array, this will update the result inside our recycler view. Now here recycler view, we're gonna set the layout manager, layout for our recycler view, which is the grid layout. So I'm gonna make a new grid layout manager, and inside this we are gonna pass the context and the number of columns, so which is I'm gonna count as 2. Below this we are gonna set the adapter inside the recycler view dot set adapter. And here I'm gonna add the scale type. I'm gonna make it center crop, and I'm gonna add one more thing here, the progress dialog. Name it as PD, and I'm gonna initialize it here. PD is equal to new progress dialog, and pass the concept inside it. Below this PD dot set cancel level false, so we can't cancel it during the working of API. And I'm gonna set the message dot set message. I'm gonna make it loading. Now before the starting of our API, I'm gonna show it, and when we will get the results, then I'm gonna dismiss that progress dialog, and also in case of error. Now we have all done. Now run the project and check the results. The application runs, and we need to remove this background. We're gonna make this little bit attractive, otherwise we're getting the results, the Pokemon names and their images inside our recycler view. Now I'm gonna add inside here I'm gonna add a card view. I'm gonna make it match parent and match parent and wrap content. Inside this I'm gonna add a relative layout, a match parent and a wrap content, and I'm gonna copy these and paste it here. I'm gonna size it 200 dp and I'm gonna make it as align parent bottom true. Do the background, make it match parent, the height 50 dp and the text, make it gravity center, the text name, remove this background, make it anything 0 0 0 0, and I'm gonna make it transparent and change the text color to the white. Now I'm gonna make margin of 5 dp and the elevation of 3 dp. Now I'm gonna run it again and check. See, now it's looking much prettier than before. We're getting the names and we are getting the pictures